Hi soulmates, welcome back to Eleganza TV. Today I'll show you how to draft a structured bustier that holds the bust well without bust caging. A good bustier starts from the drafting process, so don't miss any step. Now let's get into the pattern drafting properly. Let me take you back to a time. For the fabric, I'm making use of 1 yard of white beaded lace fabric, and I am also going to use Chantilly lace for the sleeve and the yoke of the blouse. Then I have 1 yard of bridal satin for the underlining and 1 yard of plot lining. You're also going to be needing bonings and Airstay for interfacing your fabric. I'll be listing them in the description box below. To start drafting, I'll begin by drawing a straight line, and this will serve as my starting line. Then from that line, I will mark my vertical measurements, which are my bust point, my underbust, and my corset waist length. Because this is a bustier corset, I'm making use of my corset waist length, which is slightly below my natural waistline, to give that snatched effect. Then after doing that, I'll mark the full length of the bustier, and I'll connect all the points to form a straight line. So having done that, I went ahead to label all the lines: the starting line, which is my shoulder, my nipple point, my underbust, half length, and then the length of the pattern is my top length. Then on the shoulder line, I took my shoulder divided by 2 equal halves, and then I came down from that point by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I marked 3 inches for the wideness of my neck and 3 inches for the depth. Then I connected the neckline using my curved ruler, and I connected the shoulder slope using my straight ruler. After doing that, I came down from the shoulder slant by 8 inches, which is going to serve as my armhole length. And then I measured half of my shoulder on that same point. Then after doing that, I connected horizontally and vertically to form my armhole curve. Then I'll get to the midpoint of that line, the vertical line, and come in by half an inch. Having done that, I'll take quarter of my bust measurement on that chest line. Then I will connect the 3 points using my armhole curve ruler from my shoulder slope to my armhole length. Next, I'll take my bust span and divide it into 2. The bust span is a nipple to nipple measurement, and I have 7.5 in this case. Divided by 2 gave me 3.75. So I placed that from my nipple point all the way to my top length, and I connected to form a straight line. Then after doing that, I went to my shoulder and got the midpoint of my shoulder line, and I connected to my nipple point measurements. So next thing I did was to take 0.5 inch on both sides of my half length line and 0.5 inch on both sides of the top length, which is going to serve as my dart. I connected the both points together. Then I placed my ruler from my half length and connected to my nipple point as shown. So having done that, I measured from my shoulder to get my cleavage line, which is where I want my bustier to start from, and I made use of 6.5 inches. So I ruled a straight line on that point, and then after doing that, I'm just going ahead to check if the line is straight. So I measure from my nipple point to the start of the bustier line, also known as the cleavage line, to ensure that the line is straight. For the dart intake, I use 0.75 on the center front and 1 inch to the side parts of the line. Then I use my curve ruler to connect the both points together. On the center front, I came down by 1.5 inches from the cleavage line, which is going to serve as my neck depth, and I connected to form a sweetheart neckline. Now for the underbust tightening, I use 0.75 and 1 inch to the side parts. Take note that the dart that I am taking is after the initial dart I have already on the pattern paper. So 0.75 on the center front, 1 inch to the side parts. Then I connected using my straight ruler to the dart I have on the half length. So having done that, I use my marker to make the lines visible so you can see clearly. Next, I measure from the bust points to the cleavage line on both sides of the dart leg to make sure the both sides are equal before cutting. So when I checked, the side front was longer than the center front, and if I cut it like that, the bust would not sit properly. So I trimmed off the excess and blend the line into the armhole using my curve ruler as shown. So I made the lines visible using my marker. Next, I'll tighten the yoke of the bustier. I marked half an inch on both sides of the cleavage line and I slanted it to the midpoint of the shoulder. So this is going to help the yoke sit well and prevent it from gaping. So after that, I'll go ahead to take my body measurement. I've already gone ahead to mark my bust measurement divided by 4. And then on the waistline, I marked my waist measurement divided by 4. Then I removed 0.75 to create the snatching effect. Remember that whatever you remove will be multiplied by 4 on a full garment. Then I added my 1 inch dart allowance to the side. Then I connected to my bust measurement on top. Finally, on the top length, I marked my hip measurements divided by 4. I did not replace the dart because this is a corset. If it were to be a regular blouse, you would replace the dart. On the side part of the corset, I came up by 1 inch and I used my curve ruler to connect to my top length. So after doing that, I went ahead to make all the other lines visible so you can see clearly. So the next thing I did is to take my bust dart. From the nipple point, I came down by 2 inches, which is my bust dart. To get your bust dart, you measure the difference between your front half length and your back half length. So that triangle shape you see me drawing at the side is just to ensure that after I cut out my pattern, the measurement is not going to be different. Do you get? So I'm just going to cut out my pattern following that shape. And then after closing my bust dart, I will reconnect the side parts of my lines. So just watch closely and see the way I cut my pattern. So after cutting the dart on the underbust, I went ahead to slash open the line on the bust dart and I placed it on top of the other one to close the bust dart finally. Then after doing that, I used my paper tape to seal it closed. And then I'm going to use my marker to reconnect the measurements. So this is the reason why I cut my pattern this way on the side parts. So I finished cutting the bustier. This is the front and the side part and I labeled it CF and SF. Now for the yoke part, I'm going to cut out the round neck shape and then I will slash and close the dart I have on the yoke. Then after closing it, if you want your yoke to be a normal sweetheart neckline, then you can just maintain it like this. But if you want to style your yoke whichever way, then you can do any style of your choice. So we're done drafting the front part of the bustier and this is what it looks like. I'll set this aside and now we'll move on to drafting the back pattern. So the back pattern is quite simple, so I'll go through it quickly so the video doesn't get too long. I started by ruling a straight line which will serve as my shoulder line, and then from there I'll mark my vertical lines. For the back pattern, I'm going to measure just my half length and top length. For the back, I removed 2 inches from my front waist length, and that is how I got my back half length. Then I brought back my front pattern to measure what I have from my half length to my top length, and I have 4.25 inches. So I went ahead to mark the same thing as the top length for my back pattern. After labeling the lines shoulder, half length and top length, I went ahead to mark my shoulder and my neck width. For the neck width, I'm using 3 inches by 1.5 inches for the depth. Then I connected my neckline and my shoulder slants. Next, I'll shape my armhole. It's the same process as the front, so I'll just let the video play. After taking my bust measurement on my half length, I measured my round waist divided by 4. I removed my snatch of 0.75 and I added 1 inch for that allowance. While for the top length, I took my round hip divided by 4. Then I came in by 1 inch. Like I said, because this is a corset, if it was a normal blouse, I will mark exactly my round hip measurements divided by 4 on the top length. Next thing I'm going to do now is to measure my darts. Before measuring the back dart, I'll first do the back styling. So from the armhole depth, I came down by half an inch and I slanted it to the side seam to create this back design. Then at the center back, I came in by 1.5 inches at the top and half an inch on the top length. So this will serve as the back opening for my eyelets. Then I connected the both points using my straight ruler. So I'm just indicating that that part is going to be cut out. It's going to be the back opening for the corset. After that, I measured my back darts. I divided the space between the side seam and the back opening by 2. Then I drew a straight line to connect from the chest line to the top length. Then after doing that, I went ahead to mark 0.5 inch on both sides of the half length, and then I connected to my chest line this way. I also connected the same way to my top line. So that's how I created the back darts. Now I went ahead to style my back neckline, so you can do whatever you want. If you want it to be covered or you want an open yoke, so just go ahead to do any design that you prefer. The main focus of this tutorial is the bustier drafting, and this is what the back pattern looks like. So this brings us to the end of this tutorial. I hope you find this helpful. The same tutorial will be coming up next, so make sure you subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss it. See you in the next video.